For those of us who are reporters who happen to be men and who, in my case and perhaps many others, have never been in a position as painful as yours, sexual harassment or feeling a personal space violated that way, you said that many of us didn't treat you necessarily with the respect or with the compassion that you deserve. I'm curious, for those of us who've never been in that painful situation that you were in, what should we keep in mind?
Well, I think I was treated with respect and compassion, but I think that there was an element of, an antagonism going on to elicit an answer, particularly after the original arc of the story had already been told. So it was trying to get a new angle or a new something out of me. So it was poking me for a reaction. And I think one is to not do that. And there probably are female reporters that do that as well. So I don't want to make a hard and fast gender rule here, but it was my experience in this instance. I would say be cognizant. Anytime you're reporting that you might have a difference or that there might be a gap in your ability to relate, and check yourself and maybe talk to someone who might have that experience or someone that might have that background. So if it's a woman, talk to a woman. If it's someone who is not from your same maybe racial, ethnic, socioeconomic background, talk to them about that. Sort of gave me, I think perspective is really important to know what your own biases and gaps are.
Thank you, Laura.
Hi, I'm Megan Teresi with NBC7. My question is mostly for Sarah and Laura. I've been a reporter who's been outside of a house. The editors are saying, you have to go there. And you want to be compassionate. You want to make sure that you can tell the story right and you're going through whatever you're going through. However, we also have a deadline and we have people who are wanting to get the information out. And if Channel 10 or Channel 8 gets information and we don't, then we can get in trouble. So I just want to know, because I've been in this situation before, what advice you would have to do it in a compassionate way, to get information in a compassionate way, but still understand that we're dealing with competition and that kind of thing as well.
Sarah, you want to take that first?
Well, I guess would be just take your time in really listening, and I know you have deadlines, and just try to get the information straight on paper. And if there's things that you have doubts about when you go back, there were incidences where the facts could have been checked very easily and weren't, due to the interest of time, I imagine, and so the information came out wrong. And so it's kind of like a snowball effect. What one station says, then the other one picks it up and goes with it and changes it a little different. And I guess checking your facts, if you were allowed that little bit of time, to go back and make sure of what you're writing about, would make a difference.
Laura, you want to take the
I think that is the ultimate chicken and egg question. Because I will also say that, and I will answer it for the room, because every single news outlet asked me, why'd you go with KPBS? And I'll answer it again. And that is because I knew they wouldn't do that to me. I had confidence that they would not do that to me. Now, I don't know if I had gone with another news outlet, if I would have been treated as fairly, and that may be absolutely true. And it may be that the feeding frenzy is, necessarily comes afterward. But I will say that, and maybe KPBS is in a feeding frenzy right now, I don't know. But I will say that I think that when you develop a reputation and for not doing that and for treating folks fairly, they'll call you back. And I would have, I think, if I could sort of, I don't know how to mastermind the stakeout in front of my house and how to prevent that or what I would have done. But when reporters called me, I called them back. And I called them back in a timely fashion, most of the time. And I was happy to respond to their questions. What I didn't want was B-roll of me going to my house and hiding, and and I certainly wasn't prepared to do 10 additional interviews right at that moment. So I don't know. I would say try the old-fashioned way first.